Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Nabeena Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una wa zidna 'ilma. O Allah, benefit us through what you teach us, and teach us what benefits us, and increase us in knowledge. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nice to see you all. I know most of them, but there are new faces and new acquaintances. Let me ask one question. What do you expect me today? What I'm going to do when I want to address on this topic, teachers training? What anybody, you can start. I will take 2-3 opinions. Yes, sisters on the back. What are you expecting from me that I will be talking?
We are expecting today whatever experience you have achieved in your whole life, you deliver with a limited time. We are expecting today the experience what you gained in your whole life, and we are expecting to deliver within a short span of time.
Anybody else? Young ones? Yes, brother. Yes, sir.
Alhamdulillah, the main thing teachers training is how you relate the Islamic education with modern education. One. Second, irrespective of age, or if you are divided into age groups, how this can be conveyed, what the role of a teacher, if a teacher is giving a lecture to different age groups. These are the two things, main thing, how we can channelize our training to present it in a different age group and correlate it with the modern and Islamic education.
Any one of you? No? Yes, sisters who have joined for the first time? Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So here I would expect that I would learn more knowledge in how to teach, especially the new revert Islams or revert Muslims. How will I handle them? Do so because if new Muslim reverts, that's very difficult to handle with them because their iman or their deen, it is still not that much big. So I will be expecting that you will teach us how to make their deen to be firm, to be steadfast. Thank you.
Can you please summarize for me what she was telling?
Okay, can I do?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So she is expecting how to teach a revert.
How to teach?
A revert Muslim.
Reverse, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
revert.
She is revert?
Yeah, she is revert.
Okay.
She feels it's very difficult to teach students who are revert, who don't have that much depth knowledge in Islam. Sister, am I right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So, inshallah, I will try to accommodate all your what you aiming at, what you expect from me. But actually, this particular topic is very big. If talking in terms of professional standards, it takes at least 2 years to understand all that. And I am to address in 2 hours. 2 years to be condensed in 2 hours. So this is a big challenge for me. So I will try whatever I can communicate based on my personal experience. These things which I am talking to you, I'm going to talk to you, they are based on my own personal experience. Of course, I have done some research. I have heard some professionals, but basically I am not a teacher, and I was put into a situation that I had to become a teacher. So that led me to take interest in teaching. And this I found very satisfying. It's a job which gave me great fulfillment in life. So I will share my thoughts. कैसे हैं आप जी? Alhamdulillah, nice to see you. Yes, Alhamdulillah. My old colleague Sia, Assalamu alaikum. Most of you know that I was having 2 projects concurrently running when I was attached to Discover Islam. One project was inviting non-Muslims to Islam using non-traditional, unconventional ways, innovative ways. And the second thing was weekend Islamic schooling and education, WISE, WISE. So both have its own history, how it started, how it grew, how it became popular, what results it produced. So let me give you a brief summary of all these achievements, because as I said, I'm sharing with you my knowledge and experience. So when I talk to you about these points, that means I want to encourage you to take initiatives, to take interest. A person like me who was never associated with dawah or teaching earlier in life can achieve certain levels where you can gain confidence. Allah will help and you can become a leader in that particular activity. So don't sit back, try your best, you can do. You have to discover your own talent. You have the talent, but I can help you how to connect the dots and make sense out of it. My basic interest when we started Discover Islam in 1986 was to invite non-Muslims with the help of Bahraini, my friends. We started Discover Islam, and it's Discover Islam Center, and we started our work with humble origin. This was done on a very private level. However, we found good results that encouraged to take more steps. So we developed that some method should be there where Islam attracts non-Muslims. What can attract non-Muslims to Islam? Because basically every non-Muslim is happy with his or her own religion. Why they should change? Why they should convert? So I was looking for certain basic things which matter. So in the process, we developed awareness through mosque tour. In the beginning, this was called Dawa through mosque tour. But Dawa becomes a very heavy word. Muslims also feel reluctant to take part because they are not scholars. And non-Muslims think they want to convert. So we replaced the word Dawa with awareness. Awareness is very appealing for both Muslims and non-Muslims. So it worked. This was the time when we did not have such an activity anywhere, at least to my knowledge, in the world. Because in general, Muslim considered calling non-Muslims to the masjid is not a recommended activity. Because kuffar, why we should bring inside a sacred place like mosque? So we had some resistance in the beginning. This resistance was based on ignorance, and when things became clear to them, then they started accepting. This was way before 9/11. You know 9/11, Twin Tower, famous incident which made the whole scenario of the world change drastically. After 9/11, people started making open house and everywhere this type of work started. But our type of work which we undertook was solely to attract the attention of non-Muslims to the beauty of Islam, to the meaningfulness and purposefulness of Islam in relation to humanity, not as a religion, human being, how a human being should benefit from Islam. So this was the basic thing. I will not go into those details because this is a long story. This I continued for about 10 years. We started, for example, I think 95, 96, sometime like that. Dr. Najma is from that time associated with this mosque tour in Al-Fatiha. She is one of the pioneers. She was in charge for a long time. Now she is given some other assignment. She is not doing that, but the work is going on. And this work was appreciated abroad also, particularly in Malaysia, Singapore, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Istanbul, and all these places where I have gone and given training. How to conduct this? What is the philosophy behind this? Anyway, so this was my experience in dealing with non-Muslims. Then I found there is one section of our community which also needs this particular strategy to be applied. And that community is our kids, our youth. They are also like non-Muslims. But since they are born in Muslim families, by birth they are Muslim, so we have certain things for them ready-made already. We apply to them, whether applicable or not. We push on them. They accept out of respect and they become knowledgeable in Islam. But that is not the right way. I discovered that this sort of rote learning, that means mangigam, memorizing, following something blindly without making sense, this will not ultimately help in making you a good human being. You can become very knowledgeable in a particular field You can become a scholar, you can become a treasure house of knowledge. But you cannot become a good human being based only on knowledge. Application of knowledge is also important. So for that purpose, something else was also needed. And I found if same thing is done to the youth or to the kids, then there is no need for Discover Islam sort of organizations. Every Muslim will be a da'i. Every Muslim is enough to convey the message of Islam to non-Muslims. But Muslims believe that only 5 pillars of Islam are enough for us, for our najat, our salvation, our going to paradise. All these things are not necessary. So this is the mentality in general, not everybody, in general. So that is very harmful. I discovered this is very harmful. But on the contrary, the youth, the kids, when they hear something and it makes sense to them, they respond fantastically, better than adults. They accept it, they adhere to it, and they are firm at it. And I have seen my practical experience. The kids with whom I was dealing before starting the weekend school, I used to conduct classes in Discover Islam, weekly classes, and those classes, mostly youth, even young kids, they were coming, and I found a great change, positive change among them. So that encouraged me to proceed further, and that ultimately led me to start the weekend school. So we started weekend school formally in 2006. This sister who came now, Sister Fatima Maka, she is one of the founding leader of our weekend Islamic school. There were 3 sisters who took initially active part in seeing that the school works. And then the school grew, and it was registered in 2010 or 11 with the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, because Ministry of Education doesn't allow to run a school unless certain conditions are fulfilled. So we got registered with Ministry of Islamic Affairs, and they wanted reports from us, they wanted to see our performance, and after seeing that they were very happy with us, and we had very good thing. So why I am telling these 2 things is the principles which I applied to invite non-Muslims to Islam, which attracted non-Muslims to Islam, the same principles I started applying to the kids. First things first. This means most important thing which matters in life of a Muslim, for knowledge of a Muslim, should come first. Not 5 pillars of Islam, most important part. So I decided what could be the things. And then when we talk about kids vary in age, very young kids. So we had from 5 years until 18 years kids. So their understanding with the age varies. The kid at 5 years, for that particular kid, has different requirements than the kid at 18. So this particular thing should be given according to their level of age, maturity, their level of intellectuality, their level of interest, and so many factors are there. This I am going to talk. So this, alhamdulillah, it was very successful, and in our weekend Islamic school, we were not just having, I was not teaching, I was teaching the teachers. I was teaching initially, these elders were there, but when it was registered with the ministry, and naturally elderly housewives, they did not afford to be that dedicated because they have family commitments. So I invited young university college students to be teachers. But they are young teachers, their Islamic knowledge is not much. So I took upon myself to train them. So I tried as much as possible to arrange professional trainers to train the teaching techniques to the teachers. And then since they did not have Islamic knowledge, I have to provide them. Initially, we were referring some books, standard books, Islamic teaching. Like we have commonly the books which are referred to in schools, Islamic schools. But later on, I found that these do not serve the proper purpose. So I should have my own curriculum. So my curriculum, I made my own curriculum. For that, I had one curriculum department in WISE in our school. Of course, department doesn't mean big department, only two girls were actively involved. Throughout week, they were busy in preparing the curriculum to be delivered on weekend. And then the necessity arose that the material to be communicated in the lesson notes needed certain authenticity, certain research. We cannot just teach anything. So I had another parallel department, research and development. So there are also two girls. So this was the setup basically. I had 25 teachers. And the administrator, day-to-day administration was given to someone who was initial founding sister of our weekend school. She was excellent in event management, day-to-day management. She was very hardworking and very supportive to this cause. So she did a wonderful job. So I had good support from administrative side, from teachers side. Teachers mostly volunteers. They come and go. We train the teachers, but they go. But we cannot help. We cannot afford to pay all the teachers. We don't have income. So we had all these limitations, but still we struggled and we proceeded. So then at a point in time, this experiment of starting school with a type of curriculum which was designed nowhere, common, this was very successful. And we saw the results. The students were very happy. The parents were very happy. This is known from the fact that in the beginning, when we started weekend school, parents used to push the kids go to school, weekend school. They don't want to go. Whole week they are attending school, then at the end of the week they have to go to weekend school. No, they want to take rest, they want to enjoy. So, but after some time, when we were fully established, it was the opposite way. That means the parents were pushed by the students. Parents were pushed by the students. Let us go. Mom, I'm getting late. Let us go quickly. So that was the interest, and this is just to talk about that. How? Yes, please.
And your students are now teachers.
Yes, and those students who joined earlier, most of them they became. I mean, not most of them, of course, they left for their professions everywhere, but who are available to us, they became our teachers. To that extent, we had that experiment. Anyway, so this was the background in which we have to see what I am going to talk. Now, before proceeding further, I would like to give you a sort of preamble, preface, tamheed, introductory part, basic part, and that is learning Islam. When we talk about teaching who? To the other party. There are two parties involved. One is teacher, another is learner. So teacher and learner. So I am going to talk about the learning process, levels of learning process, how learning is done, how it should be done. How it is done, it is different matter. How it makes sense that it should be done like this. And this learning process should be known to the teachers. If the teacher knows this learning process, then teacher can focus whatever is lacking. So this is the reason I am giving this a sort of preamble. And then I come back to the teacher's training. In this, I will talk about teacher and talk about training. So learning Islam, there are not only Islam actually, any subject, any topic. If you want to learn accounting, for example, if you want to learn medicine, for example, so there are certain processes, levels of steps. The first and foremost is information level. What does it mean? Information level means I must know something basic knowledge by listening to the teacher, by reading books, by watching videos, by using my five senses. I get the information. And that information remains at information level if it does not go beyond. Beyond where? Beyond my ears. The information comes and goes. What is the use of that information? What should it happen? Information should be?
Passed on.
What should be?
Passed on. Conveyed.
Before that?
Understood and acted upon. Applied. Understood and applied.
So these are the processes I am going to talk about. Information should go to mind and heart. Why? To understand. If the information is not understood, then it cannot be applied. It cannot be conveyed. Even if it is conveyed, it doesn't make sense. So this information should make sense to you. It should bring satisfaction that you have achieved something which you were not able to do earlier. Otherwise, it will be like academic information, theoretical information. That information, if you write in the exam for the purpose of exam, you get the information for the purpose of passing exam, then you may write the correct answer, you get 100% marks. But so far as understanding is concerned, you don't understand. You have not understood the concept, what it wants to convey really. So for this, you have to use your mind. Okay, so this level is understanding level. This is first basic level. Only five senses from sources from where we get the information. And these sources remain at surface level. But understanding also has two levels. Superficial level, the understanding is superficial. We learn certain terms, scientific terms, for example. So when we learn scientific term, we mug up, we just memorize. Right in the exam, we get passed 100%. So you get the job, you get the degree, so everything is done. But understanding is not there. Remains superficial. Then comes the deeper level. This is the thing very important. We may have deeper understanding in matters related to the worldly knowledge. But when it comes to Islamic knowledge, we become very naive. Bole bale. We don't care. We have learned something basic which is enough for us to take to Jannah, enough. That's all. When I say Alif Lam Mim, it brings 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30 good deeds reward. So why I should go deeper? Enough for me. When I read the whole Quran, I will get so many good deeds written in my account. So I become contented with whatever I have. This should not be the case. This is required for the small kid. When this kid doesn't have the intellectual growth, this particular information at this superficial level is important, because his mind is not prepared to do further analysis, to go deeper. But what happens? When we grow, our intellectual level remains at kid level. We grow with this level, not deeper level, but superficial level, even when we become elderly. So that is the reason many elderly people ask certain questions to Maulvi Sahab, to scholars. Why like this? How like this? This should be taught to the kids. Very simple things, not very important things. But since they have, as adults, not grown more than the superficial level, they are not in a position to comprehend. So my conclusion was that the kids deserve certain knowledge which helps them without asking the scholar, on their own, to be any topics to be taught in such a fashion they themselves are able to confidently absorb that particular concept. So, so these are the things which are important for learning. Okay, what is the next level? People have already spoken. Practical application in lab. So whatever information is there, we have to apply. Practical application, life. Why I am learning? For the practical application. The purpose of understanding information is to understand, and the purpose of understanding to apply. So this is the final aim, that I apply, I make my life good, fulfillment in life. That means I achieved the objective of my life. Is this the final level? Is this the final level? Yeah. There is additional level which is desired level, and that level is to convey this information, this particular knowledge to others, to benefit from this. A Muslim is not a selfish person. Whatever he learns, it is his duty or her duty to pass on this information to those around the person. The family members, the friends, the community members, they all have the right to know when you are benefited from some knowledge, they should also benefit. So communicating to them, conveying them, this is another level. So when we apply practically in a way, in one way or the other, something is conveyed. My behavior, for example, is so good that the other person is attracted and then will become curious what made this person so good, so tries to learn from you. So anyway, so these are the steps or levels in learning. So do you think this will help? This is helpful?
Yes.
Is this helpful really? Or it is waste of time? I mean, it's only theory, I'm talking for nothing. Without this also I can manage. Do you realize the importance of this understanding? Yes, it is very important. Unfortunately, we Muslims become very uninterested, unmindful of these things. I mean, they don't consider this is so insignificant that we should not pay any much attention, waste of time. No, it is not waste of time. It gives the proper direction in life. What I am doing is right or wrong, and if I am myself I can assess, and if I am not doing the right thing, how I can bring a change in myself. So these are the challenges you have to, you face it in your life. But these challenges you brush off. You don't pay attention because it is not affecting immediately. If it is not affecting immediately, it is not making you financially poor or physically weak, then you don't care. Dunya. Things happen, any harm in dunya affair, then immediately you wake up and take steps. But related to deen, we don't care. So now we go to next step. Self-assessment is important as to where do we stand. So we have to see what I'm describing is really makes sense. If it makes sense, then we have to evaluate ourselves at what level we are standing. And of course, we cannot be perfect at every level, so we have an opportunity to correct ourselves. Different persons have different talents, different nature, and this different level of understanding. So it varies. Not everybody has the same talent, same intellectual level. So different various levels. Somebody is very sharp, somebody can grow very nicely, but others are not so sharp. Naturally, fitra is like that. So, but the knowledge and information we should have so that it can help at some level. Okay. This particular thing, teaching, any concept, when we see only the specifics, then we are bogged down to that particular topic. So if we see the bigger picture, in the corporate teachings also, this is a concept which is very much important, the concept of big picture thinking. What is big picture thinking? This is regarding any idea or any issue or any topic. Big picture thinking is visualizing an entire idea at a broader level. Instead of seeing smaller level, we go to see in a broader level or basic level in order to get an understanding of the reality rather than focusing on small specific details. Okay, this looks philosophical, very heavy to understand. To make it simple, to give an example, what is big picture? If I am standing outside on a beach, for example, how does the earth look? What shape of earth I find? Round or flat? Flat. The specific feature is the earth is flat. But what is the big picture? The satellite picture, for example, do you see flat? No, round. The reality we see when big picture is in our mind. This is the reality. Is it clear? Yeah, this picture. Okay. In Islamic learning, what do I mean by big picture concept? Big picture concept starts from the basic thing. What is the most basic thing when we talk about Islam? Most basic. Most basic thing, I want to study Islam, I want to learn about Islam. Where should I start? With the very basic thing. Yeah. Sorry? Tawheed is a big word, is a term. I don't know what is Tawheed. I am asking just like a person who is unaware, he is a non-Muslim. He wants to see the big picture. Yeah, Creator. All this Shahada, I'm telling Shahada because my mindset is geared to think this way. And this is the mistake. Here I am losing the big picture. I am focusing on Shahada. I am focusing on the concept of God, one true God, called Tawheed. But my focus is on the terminology. So I am losing the concept. The reality. Reality is not seen in Tawheed. Reality is not seen in Shahada. Reality is seen in the Creator, in knowing the Creator. Creator is the reality. Basic reality is the Creator. Every human being has to know the Creator. What to know about Creator? Who is the Creator? Is Jesus Creator? Is Rama Creator? Buddha Creator? Is the Sun Creator? The human beings worships the created things, but who is the Creator? So, the concept of Creator. Who is the Creator? And how is the Creator? What sort of entity the Creator is there? This is the most basic information which a human being, every human being must know. Must know. And by default, by fitrah, every human being knows this. He knows this. Allah has implanted in the fitrah to know there is a Creator. The seed is there, but the seed has to be developed into a plant. And for making the seed grow into plant, you have to provide the necessary environment, water, manure, the temperature, proper temperature, then only it will come into a plant. And this is when we learn about Islam, we know this. But the seed is there. With every human being, seed is there. That's why the hadith is there that every child is born on fitra, natural inclination, instinctively has some fitra. So it is there, but it is dormant in a sleeping mode. So, who is creator? How is he? Who is creator? At least there is a seed. But how is he? There is no seed. This you have to learn. And what is the source of learning? What is the source of learning? Big picture thinking I am talking. Tell me from this angle. What is the source of learning about the Creator? How is He?
Look at the creation.
Sorry?
Look at the creation. To learn about the Creator, look at this creation.
Yeah, this is evidence. Using my aql, intellect, to deduce there has to be a Creator. But how is He?
Five senses.
But how is He? I can't know how is my Creator by five senses. Can I know? How is Allah? Can I know? Using my five senses? I'm afraid not. Sorry?
From Quran and Hadith.
From Quran and Hadith. This is not the big picture. You have become specific. You are talking about what Islam believes. But I am giving a big picture. Big picture means I go beyond Islam and Islamic teachings.
No, talking about her names and about his names and attributes.
Sorry, I didn't.
Attributes.
Somebody can help me.
Names and attributes.
Salman, can you? No, you translate. I mean, you hear and tell me because.
His names and his 99 names and attributes.
His 99 names and attributes, sister is saying.
Sorry.
His 99 names and attributes.
Oh,
No, look at the creation.
this is all specifics. Where from 99 days? Suppose some Hindu is asking, how is the Creator? 99 names you get from Hadith. So why Hindu will believe in Hadith? So they are missing the target. Big picture thinking is which relates to humanity. Any human being, irrespective of what the human being believes. So this is big picture thing. So big picture, in the concept of big picture thinking, the source is, can you help me? Who is the source? Source is God Himself, the Creator Himself. What He conveys, this is only the truth. Everything is human mind. Everything is human mind. So it is only the Creator has to convey how is He. He has to tell how is He. For example, now the Creator, we believe He is Allah. Is He telling us how is He? How is He? Does Allah say how is He?
In the Quran, yes.
Yeah, Quran, yeah. Does He say
Yes, his attributes.
how is He?
Yes, him and his attributes. It's mentioned in the Quran.
Does Allah introduces Himself?
Yes.
How is He?
In Surah Al-Ikhlas, he does not have a son, and he does not have, nobody has created him. He
Oh.
is the creator.
So much complicated. Make it simple.
From the first line, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
Excellent. When you open the Quran, start reading the Quran, what comes first? Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah. Who is Allah? Allah replying, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. How is Allah? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. This is the information about Allah. How is He? And all other details, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. He is Rabb also. He is not only creator, but He is caretaker also, like mothers, like fathers. So this is, I'm giving example of coming out from our, like a frog in well. Have you heard about frog in well concept, story? What do you understand by frog in a well? There was a frog living in a well. He was thinking, this is the whole world. There is nothing in the world except what he sees, water around or so. And he was jumping from one point to one point. So one day another frog fell into the well and told, come out, there is a big world. So he said, what is this big world? This is the world? And he said, no, there are mountains, rivers, vegetables, flowers, so many things are there. So he encouraged and they came out and he was surprised. Oh, really, so many things. So frog in a well means your thinking is very limited. You are focusing only from one perspective in a confined way. We have to come out from this. In order to see the big picture, you have to come out from the well and see the world outside the well. The whole world reality is outside the well, not inside the well. The frog in the well, for that, is inside the well. So, the problem with Muslims understanding is they are like frog in the well. Their understanding is confined only to what they believe, not with reference to what humanity believes. Where do we stand with reference to other human beings? So I was talking about big picture. The big picture, first level, top priority comes to Allah, Creator. And the Creator we recognize as Allah. And then the details about that, I am not going to that. What is the next reality we must know about? Next important thing for a Muslim, for any human being for that matter, which is very, very, very important, next only to Allah. What do you think? What it is?
Oneness of Allah.
Sorry?
Oneness of Allah.
This is Allah.
Attributes.
Allah, not related to Allah. What should be the next subject matter? Next subject.
Morals,
The human being.
Sorry?
morals and ethics.
Human being.
Excellent. Who is human being? Do you know who is human being? No, we don't know. We are human being. Why we should know? We are here. This is reality. No. With reference to Allah, human being is a very, 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 very special creature. We don't know who is human being in the sight of Allah. And this is important to know. And when we don't know Allah. Allah has, okay, where does human being live? On the earth. In the whole big picture of earth, do you see any human being? No. Micro. And earth, in a more bigger picture, in solar system, what is the size of the earth? Very small. In the whole galaxy, earth cannot be seen. And human being cannot be seen with reference to the creation of Allah. And this human being, very insignificant, this origin of this human being, very insignificant, from dirty drop. This human being is given highest status, Ashraful Makhluqat, crown of the creation. The Quran says this. He has given preference over many creations. Why? He is special creature. Do we know this? No. We are telling you, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, we are Hafiz al-Quran and all those things. But this basic thing, in a big picture concept, we miss. And this is not so important to know only when we grow. This, when I tell a kid, primary school kid, this information helps. So let us teach those basic things with reference to the big picture concept to our kids. And in order to teach those concepts, as parents, as teachers, we must know first. Then only we can teach. So, what is the bottom line? Bottom line is we have to reassess ourselves, seeing in the context which is broader. Allah, the creator, and in the creation, in the whole of Allah's creation, human being, importance of human being. And then who is human being? What is his nature? What are the responsibilities of human being? Is the only responsible creature. Human being is a responsible creature. That's why angels were asked to bow down to Adam alayhi salam. That means accepting the superiority. Angels have to accept. Angels who are very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are the creation from light, and they never commit any sin, they are asked to accept superiority of human being. So this is our status. So we should know our status. If you are appointed as chief executive or general manager of a company and you do the job of a sweeper, what is this? You have been placed to take care of the whole organization and you are busy in only cleaning and these things. This is not your job. Your job is very, very responsible job. This we have to understand. So for me, this is my personal analysis, which I reached the conclusion after doing research and after consulting scholars. This is not my personal alone. I have got support from scholarly opinions, both Bahraini scholars and scholars from Indo-Pak. So Alhamdulillah, so this understanding will definitely help for us to become a good human being. Allah wants us to become a good human being. Why? Okay, this is Maghrib Adhan already did. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back again. We were talking about big picture concept. And in order to understand what does it exactly mean, I gave some examples with reference to having the big picture concept about Islam. When we want to have the big picture concept about Islam, that concept is first Allah, the creator, and then human being. These are the two entities which are giving rise to Islam. I mean, basically what we want to study, what we want to know is with reference to these two relationships, these two interrelationship of these two entities, these two beings. One is the creator and another is the special creature of the creator, that is human being. Okay. Can you please guess what could be the big picture concept concerning da'wah to non-Muslims? Where should we start?
Obeying to the Creator.
Sorry?
Obeying to the Creator.
सलमान क्या बोल रहे हैं?
Obeying the Creator.
Obeying the Creator. Brother is saying obeying the Creator.
Yeah, obeying the Creator is the meaning of Islam. What I am telling, da'wah. I want to have the big picture concept of da'wah. So, can you please give some thoughts.
We will tell any non-Muslim who is the creator. Where is the creator? Hindu will say up. He will say like this. If you will tell him when you will die after 60, 70 years, he will say we will die naturally. We will die. So Alam Arba, there is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we promise all people, all human beings. We will go and we will pray for you and we will do tawhid for you.
Summarize, please.
Brother, just to summarize, brother has said that if you ask a Hindu, he will say that the creator is.
Who is the creator? One say he will show like this.
He will show like this. He will show the sky.
No, I want to discuss about the topic or subject of Dawa in the bigger context. So, what things should I imagine in this particular context, broader context of Dawa? Dawa to non-Muslims. Yes, please.
We have to convey the message, okay, because as we know, Dawah is conveying the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then we must, we have to tell them what is the real meaning of La ilaha illallah.
No, I'm not asking what we have to tell them. I'm asking.
We have to emphasize to them what is the meaning of that word.
What we have to do, that is different thing. I'm asking the concept, big picture concept, broader concept. What does it refer to? Isa, can you please think of what comes to your mind? I mean, I don't want to test your knowledge. This is just to brainstorm. I mean, just to start a discussion.
So, first you should imply what you have learned, and you should make dua before giving da'wah. This is before actually talking with the people, with the non-Muslims, and then you should evaluate what you're going to say before talking to them.
See, I first talked about Islam and talked about the big picture concept refers to Allah, our creator, and his special creation, human being. This is the big picture concept. So other things, the specifics, minor details, they, as we zoom, we zoom down, then we have to discuss. But to start with, these are the basic things. So on the similar grounds, what do you think when we talk about Dawah? Okay, I will not waste time, everybody's. Of course, this is a very vague question, not very clear. It's not your fault. Yes, please.
The big picture of understanding in terms of Dawah is not who is the true, which is the true faith, not the person in front of us, but what is the actual true faith, the existence of God. To understand, before beginning with Dawah, to have a clear, to have in this mind, to make the person in front of you understand, not to question their faith or not to prove our faith, but to show them what is actually the truth. Definitely it will be the existence of Allah.
Summary.
Sister is saying that it's not about convincing them what is the true faith, your faith or my faith. It's about knowing what is the correct actual faith. What is the common?
That is definitely
Excellent. You are very close.
Which is the
Exactly. Good. Alhamdulillah. Dawah is what? We have Islam, our faith, as the sister said, and there are people who do not have this particular faith. So how to relate? The starting point is how to relate. So in the big picture concept, we have to understand and communicate based on the big picture concept that the religion has been and remains one and the same throughout human history. What is that religion called? What is that religion which is always there with the humanity?
Submission. Submission.
Excellent. Submission to God, not Islam. Why I'm telling you not Islam? Of course Islam. But when we say Islam, our mind goes exactly to the rituals of Islam, the activities in Islam. It is not that. It is the attitude of a human being towards the Creator. This is Islam. What is that attitude? This attitude has 3 levels. One is recognize the Creator, because people have imagined so many things as Creator. Created things are also imagined as Creator, as God. Then, after recognizing the true Creator, accept that Creator. Recognizing is not enough. You have to accept. Why to accept? In order to submit to Him, in order to follow what He wants from us. So these are the 3 levels, but we can summarize. The true religion is only that you submit to our Creator. Submit to Creator means what submitter wants from us, you do exactly like this, as far as possible. This is the religion throughout human history. This is the religion, not only human history, of course we are talking about Dawah, so it becomes human history. It is the religion of every creature in the universe. It is the religion, not in the sense of ritual religion, but is the attitude towards the Creator, that every creature submits to the Creator's rules, commands. They do exactly the same thing for which something is created. What they do, every creature, whether the sun, the moon, the animal, plants, or any other creature, they do exactly for which they were created, for the purpose for which they were created. The sun is created to give light to us, to human beings, to survival, to the life on the planet. So thermal does. The earth is designed to revolve around the sun 365 days and rotate 24 hours on its own axis. So all these things are examples how other creatures are submitting to Allah's command. There are 2 creatures who have been given freedom to submit or not to submit, to obey or not to obey. What are those creatures? Human beings and jinns. Let us not talk about jinns now. Human beings. Human beings have been given freedom to submit on their own wish. If they like, okay, you follow what Allah wants, what the Creator wants. If you don't want, don't follow. So this is the basic thing about the reality about faith, religion. Submission to the laws of Allah. The non-living things, they have got physical laws or biological laws. The living beings, human beings, have got additional moral laws, spiritual laws, other things. So anyway, I will not go into those these days. The bigger picture with reference to Dawah is there exists only one system of human being to what we say as religion, but the system of life to connect to the Creator. And this system of life is submission, attitude of submission to the Creator. And this has been the same attitude which is acceptable to the Creator throughout human history. But now we are talking about non-Muslims about the religions. This religion says our religion is true religion. Another religion says this is religion, true religion. They justify, they have got arguments in favor of their justifications. So Hinduism, they say this is the oldest religion, 5,000 years old. If there is no truth in it, it would not have survived. So the very fact that it existed for 5,000 years is enough for me to adhere to Hinduism. This is his argument. Christianity says God has sent his own son, Jesus, to get sacrificed on behalf of humanity. If you believe he died for your sins, then you are saved. In other religions, there is no savior. Christianity has savior. So they want to save humanity. So that's why they do their dawah, missionary work. And they are doing very dedicated way. They are spending a lot of time, effort, and whatnot. Similarly, other religions. So every religion says we are right. Now here comes the question of dawah. There are two ways to approach. One way is to confront, to have debate, to argue. But this is okay, but not with everybody. Ordinary person is not ready for debate. Only scholars can debate. So how do you deal with the ordinary person? Ordinary person has to be convinced that this is the thing which is the only thing available to humanity for what they want to achieve through their own way. Between point A and point B, how many straight lines possible?
One.
Only one. A to B, only one straight line. There cannot be. Straight line means Sirat al-Mustaqim. Between human being and the Creator, only one straight line. There are no different lines. So there cannot be different religions or different attitude towards God. This attitude is explained in Islam right from the beginning of human history, right from the first man. Their teachings were exactly same as the teachings in the present day Muslim. So this knowledge of communicating to them not on confrontation basis but on what we can say inclusive approach, that we were all together going together on a highway, on the straight path, on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, But with time, what happened? Some people started going in by-lanes. So they deviated. They lost the track, but they cannot reach the destination. So we want to call you back, come to the track. Same, your own religion. For example, when we talk to Hinduism, there is a term called Sanatana Dharma. What does it mean? It means ancient religion. They do not say Hinduism is the right word for that religion. This is given by others, not their own religion. So they identify as our religion is Sanatana Dharma, ancient religion. Or what do you say?
Eternal religion.
Eternal religion. Eternal religion. Our understanding of eternal religion is devotion to God, submission to God. We have this concept. So there are similarities on these basic things. They have the concept of life after death. We have the concept of life after death. Of course, the concept is deviated concept. So there are so many things, even with a religion which is as old as 5,000 years. There are no written records, but they have these particular concepts. So there are two things which happen when the communication from the Creator about the truth. There are things which are ultimate realities on which there cannot be any compromise. That means they cannot change with time. They cannot change with places, countries. Truth remains same. Truth remains same everywhere, every time. 100,000 years ago, today, same truth. 2 plus 3, 5. It was not 4.5 earlier olden days. It doesn't become 5.5 in future. It remains 5. Sun is bright. 100,000 years ago, sun was bright. Today, sun is bright. So this cannot change. This is reality. This is the truth. But there are certain things in observing the rules of Allah according to the time and place. That's why earlier people who came to guide humanity to the religion of God, whom we call prophets and messengers, they came to different places at different times, but with the same mission. When the humanity developed to a certain extent, when it reached such a maturity level, it was possible to reveal the will of God, the rules of God, which are applicable to all human beings in the world, and for all times. This was the time of the last prophet, when he came, and then the revelation from the Creator given to him was preserved. You know, we as Muslims, we believe in what was revealed to Isa alayhi salam. What was revealed to Isa alayhi salam? Injil. We believe in Injil. So Christians say, we have Injil, Bible, why don't you believe? So you have to be in a position to answer this question. Before answering, then, if you can communicate this concept, broader concept, then this job becomes easy. So they don't think that we have a new religion called Islam. It is the same old religion which took different names at different places at different times. The same religion which was originally, in a functional sense, it was submission to God, which is Islam, of course. was existing as Hinduism in India, Buddhism in India, Confucianism in China. So everywhere the same religion. It is the name given by people, outsiders, which has brought the confusion. So many different religions. We are not different religions. We are one humanity. One God, one humanity, one system to govern humanity, and that is submit to God. So this is the inclusive approach, that we are not confronting with them. We are trying to purify their attitude. And we have got evidences to substantiate our claim. So this approach is a broader concept. So Muslims, why I'm telling all these reasons, Muslims, since they do not go to have the big picture concept, they only focus on one particular aspect. Why Muslim ladies wear hijab? Now we are struggling to answer the particular question, why hijab? No, see the big picture. This hijab was recommended from the very beginning or earlier time also. So if we are Muslims doing this, is nothing new. We are not invented the hijab. This was existing already. For example, Christian nuns, they dressed like hijab. Jesus' mother Mary, they keep the picture with hijab. So all those things are there. So these are some examples of big picture. So I wanted to emphasize on you. So this concept of visualizing things for analytical purposes is very helpful to us to make the argument in your favor. And we were doing this. There was a time when Muslims were leaders of humanity. We were the leaders in science, in technology, in inventions. So many things we invented. In military, in arts, in so many things. But today, no. Even education, if you see, analyze Muslims, education among Muslims, minimum level, least. The population wise, 23% of human population is Muslim. But unfortunately, our education level, educated Muslims, at the bottom. Why like this? Because we have stopped thinking. We do not resort to deeper thinking. We understand things superficially, we feel satisfied, we become lethargic, indifferent to do deeper thinking. And the result is you remain shallow. Islam doesn't want to keep you shallow. Islam wants you to lead the humanity. You cannot lead humanity remaining shallow. You have to go deeper. And Muslims had shown in the past, we were the superpower for 1,000 years. At least 800 years. Soviet Union was superpower for how many years?
6 years.
Not even 1 century. 75 years. And we were superpower for so many years. What happened to that superpower, which existed for such a long time? Khalas. There is no superiority and no power. You have become powerless. Why? Because the greatest gift of Allah, this mind, we are not using. We have kept mind to use only for worldly affairs. So we become very smart in worldly affairs to make money. Very, very smart. But when it comes to Islam, we become very naive. Ask Maulana and that will do enough. Why is to ask Maulana? You should have the knowledge. No, we do not have. When I went to America, I had a chance to sit with parents and teachers, mothers particularly. They were complaining Our children are asking such, silly questions. We are not able to answer. We never thought of such questions. And it was disrespectful to ask such questions in our time when we were growing and we were learning Islam. And these boys, these girls, they are asking, what to do? I said, you should be thankful to them. If you are not able to answer, this is your fault, not their fault. You should be thankful to them. They are asking question. You don't know. This is your fault. So you should be thankful because this will provide you opportunity to know. So you will know only in case you have the big picture concept. You don't give priority to most important things, most basic things, seeing the things in a bigger context, and you focus only on nitty-gritty, on small details. Salah. Okay, there are so many things associated with Salah. Why we make Salah? We don't know. But if we put our hand here or here, then there is a problem. This is where to put hand is important, but not so important that it becomes an issue. We have made non-issues as issues, and issues have become non-issues. So we have messed up priorities in our learning, in our teaching. Naturally, when we do not know, we cannot teach also accordingly. So these are the basic things which have to be considered by teachers and parents, that we have to see in the bigger picture context. Okay, this particular concept, I had prepared some more details about this, but this is not the time and occasion. We proceed further. Okay, what do we understand by knowledge from the Islamic point of view? What is knowledge? Knowledge is information, no? What sort of information? In Islamic concept, any information? Beneficial information. Beneficial information. Any information which is beneficial is knowledge. And this has to be acquired. Every Muslim is obliged to acquire knowledge. Talabul ilm, acquiring knowledge, is mandatory. Beneficial at individual level. I am benefited. It is not enough. Even if it is beneficial to beyond my level, this is knowledge. I have to acquire. If other human beings, other people are benefited, or other creatures are benefited, environment is benefited, then this knowledge is beneficial knowledge. Environmental care. Nowadays we talk about environmental care. This is beneficial knowledge. Global warming. This is beneficial knowledge. We are playing with the nature. This is dangerous thing. This is beneficial knowledge. And such knowledge is part of Islamic knowledge. It is not outside Islamic knowledge. So this concept of knowledge has to be properly understood. Okay. Now we come to beneficial knowledge. First question. What deserves to be considered at the top of the list of beneficial knowledge? You prepare a list of beneficial knowledge. What should come to the top? Most important. We say Allah or something. Yes, but it depends on the level of understanding of recipient of knowledge. Because we are talking with reference to teaching of a particular kids. It depends on whom we are teaching, whom it will benefit. If you give a knowledge which is beneficial to adults, that knowledge will not be beneficial to a baby or a small kid. Something which is beneficial to the kid will not be beneficial to a mature married person. So it depends on who is receiving the knowledge. So it depends on this. Now we come to what comes to our mind as parents or teachers. Think about the beneficial knowledge. When we think about the beneficial knowledge, what sort of knowledge is most important? Knowledge of what? Which knowledge? Are you with me? Or feeling sleepy? Night time is sleepy. Weekend. Yes. The knowledge which will benefit the life, human life. We are caring for the life which is eternal. But there is life here which is transitory, so which is more important? This life, worldly life, or next life? What is the role of each phase of life? What is the role?
If you plant here, then you will eat in the hereafter life. So worldly life also important to get ajr, and this ajr will get after hereafter life.
Yes. Isa, did you hear?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said that we should get ajr in this life. We should gain
The role of each phase of life. That means role of life in this world. You tell me this. Role of life in this world, what it is. And with reference to this, role of life in next world, how it is used.
This world is to submit to Allah and gain rewards in order to gain the hereafter.
Submission to Allah is only one specific thing. In a broader sense,
the obligations that we have been given by Allah, we have to submit to them in order to gain the hereafter.
Can anybody else?
Complete way of life.
Now, what is that way of life which we have in this world? How does it matter? How important it is? Why it is important? If it is important, if it is not important, okay, khalas, gone, erased. But if it is important, do you think it is important? Who says it is not important? Let me ask, who says it is not important? This worldly life is not important. Anybody? No. Everybody agrees that this worldly life is important. Why? Allah has given this life.
To do good deeds.
That is next step. This is next step. Allah has given this life. So this life is an amana, a trust. We have no right to mess up with this life. We have a responsibility to lead a life, and that life which is, as she said, to follow the rules of the Creator. Okay. In other words, this worldly life is life of actions. In contrast, the other life is not life of actions. This is life of reward. When I do actions, I'm serving in a company for the whole month. So what happens on the next month? First, I get the salary. reward. So the akhirah is reward. But it depends. If I am absent during my 1 month period, for the whole month, only 1 or 2 days I am present, do you think I will get full salary? No, it will be cut. So the worldly life is important in the sense what I do this will be reflected in the next life. So I have to get ready and avail the opportunity by actions in this life. If I miss these actions in the hereafter, when I realize, oh Allah, send me back, I will do right things. Now it is too late. There is no time. This is life when only you will be either punished or rewarded. This is not life of action. So, in short, worldly life is very important. It is life of action. Ad-dunya mazaratul akhirah. It's what we plant here is same thing we sow in the hereafter. If we plant wheat here, we do not grow mangoes in hereafter. So you will get wheat only. So as you sow, so shall you reap. So this is the role. This is another important thing we have to think about in terms of when we talk about beneficial knowledge. So don't think that only knowledge of pillars of Islam is important. All actions, this is the life of actions. What actions are liked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What actions are disliked by Allah? This knowledge is a must. Without this, we cannot be, we miss the actions, good deeds. Okay, when we come to beneficial knowledge, human being, let us talk about human being. Human being has a nature which is multifaceted. That means different aspects of life. Human life has different aspects. What are those aspects? Okay, I will not waste time. Human life is composed of these basically 3 aspects. Yes. Body. Human being is recognized with a body. Isa is there with his body, so I recognize him. His body, bodily presence, physical presence, physical existence, biological existence, body. Okay. This body has something very great, which is a computer on the top, which is mind. Mind is not brain. Brain is only physical or hardware, you can say. Mind means it has software also. It does analysis. It has memory. It has so many things like computer performs. The scientists say human brain has millions of strong computers. So when the computers are working, there has to be a disk operating system. There has to be a programmer. There has to be someone who put the program. There has to be application program. So all those things are put in this mind, and human being is gifted with this. So this is the greatest gift for human being. Okay. And then another component is soul. Soul details we don't know because Allah has not informed us. This is human being at individual level. Every human being has a personality composed of these 3 things. Then we cannot exist all alone as individual. We have people around us. When we are born, there is mother, there is father, there are people around. So, human being is a social animal. it needs others. So we have societal aspect. That means human being existence deals with the society, people around, or creatures around. So in going to more details, body is physical and biological aspect, which related to health aspects, you can say. Mind is related to mental or intellectual aspects of human being, human life, human existence. Soul is spiritual existence. Easy way to understand spirituality is, in my opinion, it is connection with the Creator. So no philosophy, no complication. Connect to the Creator. That is spirituality. So connection with the Creator deals with the spiritual existence. We have to remain connected to the Creator. The baby remains connected to the mother. Baby cannot survive without mother. Very existence of baby owes to mother. The food, the take care and all those things. Okay. Then the other aspect, the last, social aspect. Society means dealing, interactions, treatment with others. So we get social and moral aspects. What is the good behavior, what is bad behavior. So these are the aspects. So this is human being. The composite of this, a totality of this is human being. So we need to know the human nature. And why I am telling all this? When we say anything beneficial or harmful, this is with reference to these components. With reference to beneficial to the body, beneficial to the mind, beneficial to soul, beneficial to society. If it is something harmful in one way or the other, to all these four components. So we have to keep in mind this. So beneficial knowledge, we use it when we say beneficial knowledge, our superficial understanding is whatever benefits. But we do not have deeper understanding if we don't think in this way. We understood what it means beneficial knowledge with benefits. But we don't know the details. What exactly benefits? Whether it benefits body, benefits mind, or benefits soul, or spirit, spiritual benefits, or social benefits. No, everything. When Allah says something you must do, He is telling this because this particular activity which you are commanded to do is beneficial to your body, to your mind, to your soul, to your society. Any knowledge which is Allah giving we have to be visualized in this context. Islamic guidelines are designed accordingly, designed to benefit, designed to save you from harm. Certain things, the wisdom of the Creator, we know already. But certain things, we are yet to know. As the science advances, we started knowing what are the benefits, health benefits of fasting. This we did not know earlier, a long time ago. So, every activity is beneficial or harmful according to Islamic guidelines. When we teach our kids, we have to understand this point. What we are teaching, is it going to benefit any of such things? And at what age we are teaching, this is with reference to that. So all those things we have to keep in mind, the bigger picture. Okay, these are designed by who? By the Creator. Creator has full knowledge of the creation. He is the one who created, so he knows how is this nature of this creation and what is good for this creation and what is bad for that creation. Now we come to teaching. First question, what is understood by teaching? What is understood by teaching? What do you understand by teaching?
Imparting knowledge.
Good. Putting across the information or communicating or imparting knowledge. Question number 2, how to conduct the teaching? This is the relevant question concerning teaching. That means it refers to teaching techniques. So there is no one particular answer. It includes so many things. Communicating effectively, that means producing results. Whatever is communicated, it gives us results. So the way we communicate should be tactful, attractive, satisfying the curiosity, making sense out of it, sense to the recipient, that means kids, children, understanding the kids' nature, inclination, sharpness in learning. So it depends on the different talented kids. Some kid is very sharp, quick, absorbs quickly, understands quickly. Some other are not so smart. Now, what to teach? When I'm running the voice and then I could not continue here, but people who got benefited from voice, they are asking me, give us what to teach, the content. The content is important, but there are so many things important along with that. So I try to design the content, keeping in mind so many other things also. So the content depends on the age group. In general, the kids have different age groups. Some scholars have said the smaller kids, this is the age of what? Up to 7 years. That means the kid observes, wants to know what is going on, what is this, what. You see, when baby is born, eyes open and then looks everything staringly, getting information. What is it? What is it? What is this mother? Oh, what is this father? What is this water? What is this milk? All those things, information level. Then next stage is how, age of how. How means now the kid is grown enough to try himself or herself. He wants to do. When they are doing, I want to do. So the kids imitate. That's why kids imitate. This is the age of how. Then comes age of why and why not. The kids ask, why I should do? If you are asked to do, if you are prohibited, why not I should do? So these are the questions, curious minds, inquisitive minds. That means intellectuality has grown. So depends on this. So when we design the contents, we have to keep this in mind. The content should suit but that particular level. Design the suiting to the age group. Age group also is relative. Certain kids are physically young, but their mind grows. They talk like elderly people. On the other hand, certain kids are grown up, but their activities are childish. It doesn't befit their age level. So this is possible. So we have to keep their mental age into account. So in any case, the topic should be Allah, the Creator. Whether this is age of what, how, why, all these ages. every age. According to that age level, the information has to be given. This topic is such that it is as valid for a baby as for a PhD level human being, a philosopher, because they are still discussing the existence of God. So this topic of Allah, God, the Creator, is very important. So what is important is, when we discuss this topic, in the beginning, at this age, only we need to familiarize the child. When the child is familiarized with the name Allah, all the time he hears, the environment we take to the masjid. Child is not obliged to go to the masjid, but we take them, encouraged. We have to take them. Why? To get environmental familiarity. So all those things are mattering. And then why and why not? These are the inquisitive questions. At this level, we have to give them the knowledge, the desired knowledge. So we have addressed all those issues. Okay, now towards the end, now it's going to be time. Just briefly telling that major sources of influence on child's upbringing. When we are dealing with child, it is not just what you teach matters, but upbringing matters. Very important role. So this I had given when I started the Weekend Islamic School. First, when I addressed to the teachers, so I briefed them. First thing is home. Why home? Most of the time, the child remains at home. The home should provide the environment of learning. If you are learning outside something and in home you see something else, the child gets confused. Child needs to see the example. Home becomes the practical example. Get the practical examples. The child is told not to watch TV, but the father is always watching TV. Then do you think child will listen to it? No. It will not affect, because there is no example. You are telling something and what's happening. Anyway, then comes school. Child spends certain hours in a week at school, learning secular education. In Islamic concept, there is no secular and religious education, but goes to school to learn secular subjects. So education there gives company a certain mindset, so that is another area of influence for certain hours in a week. Then he comes home or plays with his friends in the neighborhood and other things. This also, society moves. This also influences the child's mindset. And the last, but the most important is, nowadays, this is previously did not exist. Now it is social media and internet. This has become a great problem for the parents, for the teachers, and for the society. Everybody is addicted to this. In olden days, we had the proverb, necessity is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention, because if you need something, then you invent. But now what is happening? Invention becomes the necessity. The smartphone was invented and then it has become necessity. Without smartphone, you cannot live. I should have iPhone or Samsung or something. Without this, I cannot manage. Life is difficult. So this has gone topsy-turvy. But it has, of course, brought certain positive things. Along with that, there are negative things. It is very dangerous trend, and how to control this, how to detach from addiction. How to detach the kid addicting to the social media and such the screen time. This is a big challenge, and all this influences the child's mindset. In learning, very important to consider the mindset, the background. Learning background is also important. If these things are existing, the child is influenced, and your efforts, you are doing sincere efforts, you are doing everything, it will not produce result. So this is a reality, and we have to keep in mind. Now there are certain tips to conclude. I cannot, as I said in the beginning, a course that should be conducted for 2 years, I am covering in 2 hours. So I cannot do justice to give all the details. I am just giving only broad outlines. So some tips when we teach Islam, how we should go about. Go beyond rote learning. Rote learning means just mugging up, ratifying, ratta marna, and then not using any mind or heart, only theory. Speak to the kids in a language they understand. We are speaking things which they don't understand, but they get the information and keep with them, and we think that this kid is having knowledge. This is not there. But unless you talk in terms of explaining this particular concept which the child understands, then this will help. Teach in an attractive way, rationally and emotionally. The nature of child is that children get distracted. They cannot keep attentive for a long time, roughly 10 minutes. If you can keep focused for 10 minutes, you achieved something. Otherwise, afterwards, he becomes restless. He wants to change, either move or mind go somewhere and other things happen. So, attractive means this attention. Try to see that he is attentive. What brings attention? This is you have to think of. Use modern innovative teachings as far as possible. We are living in old teaching, using old teaching techniques. Maulid Sahib with a danda, like cattle, say, "Chal, good, ut, go." Then in masajid we see Maulid Sahib with a danda, treating kids like cattle. This is highly offensive. Teach aiming at mentally programming the kid to be better human beings. Mental programming, I use this term mental programming, that means conditioning the mind. The way the child is conditioned, this is fixed. The child carries certain notions which are fed in the beginning of age, and these notions, they are carried forward and then becomes habit. So what in the West they do, they inject wrong ideas, wrong notions. Now the children, they are very familiar with LGBT. For them this is normal, human rights. In the name of human rights or with good acceptable labels, they are injecting poison. So this is going on. Mentally programming, using sweet poison. We have to also mentally program Islamically without poison. Then Islamically means beneficial knowledge. Good human beings. Ultimate aim is to become good human being. Every activity, every command of Allah is directed to become a good human being. This is why we chose the slogan of WISE. What is the slogan of WISE? Can anybody tell? Excellent. A good human being is a good Muslim. A good human being has to be a good Muslim. And a good Muslim has to be a good human being. Both ways. If you claim to be a Muslim, you have to behave like a good human being. If you are Muslim, yes, I am Muslim, I am praying 5 times a day. No, this is not good human being. Is there any basis in the Quran? What is the basis? As-Salah, for example. What is the quality of Salah when we do? What should be the type of Salah we should perform? As-Salah, Quran says, Tanha anil fahshai wal munkar. That means the Salah is such an activity which stops you from doing anything shameful or prohibited. So if you stop doing anything undesirable, then you become good human being. This is the aim. So Allah's chosen creature, responsible creature, he has to have this quality of presenting himself as a good human being. Otherwise, he doesn't deserve to be a human being, or deserve to be remaining in paradise. Okay, on this point, I would say, I think I'm taking more time, 6:30 already. Isa, tell me, what is our citizenship as human being? As human being. We never thought of, no? Birthplace. Sorry? Anybody? Birthplace. Jannah. How? Our proto-parents, the first parents, who were our first parents? Adam alayhi salam, Hawa alayhi salam. Where they were created? In Jannah. Their creation took place in Jannah. And after creation, where they were placed? In Jannah. They were citizens of Jannah. They were enjoying Jannah. But they were sent for a period of time because his descendants, that means other human beings, who do not have the qualities to fit to remain in Jannah, they are out. So Allah wanted to see who are those people who are qualified to remain in Jannah, who are not qualified to remain in Jannah. So He has sent for a period of time and testing us in different ways with what sort of person we are. We are a good human being or a bad human being. If we are a good human being, we go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We are all for Allah and we go back. Our return is to Allah. So we go back to Jannah. This is the place where we have to go. This is our birthright. Birthright. But human being doesn't want to go. Why? When Allah says, you come here, if you make something bad, I will forgive. But do something good. I will multiply these good deeds at least how many times? 10 times. Minimum 10 times. Maximum? No limit. Maximum no limit. Why all this? If you are told that you are employed on a salary of 1,000 dinars per month and you get a check at the end, 10,000 dinars. Why like this? My contract was only this. but I'm getting more. So this is very appreciated. This is to encourage. Allah wants to encourage us, do good deeds. I multiply. I want you to see in Jannah. But human being, such a foolish fellow, is get trapped by shaitan's tricks. He fails to qualify himself to be able to remain in Jannah. So for him, the place is Jahannam. So we have to try our best to become good human being. Those who believe in Allah, do good deeds, they are best of Khairul Bariya, best of creation, not only human being, best of creation. You have to be best of creation. You are the best of creation. You excel all this creation. Khairul Bariya. So this is our love for Allah, that He wants us to see back in Jannah. So this particular aspect of Allah's mercy and love for us has to be communicated to child. But what we teach to the child? Fear Allah. Be afraid of Allah. Get up. Pray. Otherwise you will go to hell. This way we frighten the child. And you are cheating the child. The child will not go to hell. Even if the child is born to a non-Muslim, a kafir or mulhid, atheist, he will go to Jannah. Because Jannah and Jahannam, they are decided on the basis of discretion. The use of your freedom of choice. But the child doesn't have freedom of choice. He is guided by instincts until the age of discretion. Then he becomes accountable. So the child is never going to Jahannam. Child is always going to Allah. And the child is born with the sense of love. Child starts loving the mother. If the child doesn't see the mother, it starts crying, baby. The child sees anything, starts crying. Baby, the mother takes care of the baby. Love for the one whom he depends on is very natural. And this natural thing we are stopping. And we are replacing by fear. Fear of Allah. When we start reading the Quran, and Allah introduces Himself, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. These two qualities are highly emphasized. Every surah except Surah Tawbah starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why? It is not just by chance. There is some purpose for this. So our relationship with Allah is based on love. And this thing has to be instilled in child. And child is very much receptive to this particular idea. Maybe when you are grown up, we have committed a lot of sins, and so you are hesitant that maybe Allah will not accept. But this is also not correct. Shaitan puts such ideas. Allah is ever available to you to forgive your sins. With certain conditions, if you observe, you repent, halas, as if you have not committed sin. So Allah is eager to forgive, but the initiative has to come to you, from you. So these are the things which are important to keep in our mind as parents and teachers, and they are to be passed on to kids. And there are so many things covered in this broader picture. I have to go to specifics, so inshallah, if Allah provides chance, I will go to all the specifics. So if there's any question and comment or clarification, you can ask. Please feel free. And if you don't ask me, I have given a good lullaby. I have made you sleep. Of course, I can understand the whole day you have spent and this is a time to take rest. You are listening in the same monotonous tone from the same person, same voice, so it is natural to feel bored, something. But anyway, apart from this, please feel free. Even if you have not heard or heard whatever, please ask if anything is to be clarified.